Next week, we are having a $5 singles event at Clyde Warren Park on November 19th. Here's all the little information that you need to know before that event. First things first, we've seen a lot of questions about the ratio. Now, at every single dating event, we split our tickets evenly between men and women so that there are not going to be a million women showing up and not a lot of men. So women's is sold out, but we're not going to add any more tickets until we get that male ratio up.
T-minus 2 hours until I go to my first ever singles event. I am excited. I don't know. Am I excited? I feel like I'm open. I'm feeling open. I'm feeling like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just do this. A friend of mine said she might come, so I probably won't be alone. But if I am, that's okay because the event is centered around music, so I won't feel super stressed because everyone loves music, right? I'm about to get ready. I'm already kind of half ready because I came back from work, but I'm about to clean up my makeup a little bit more and then we'll get going. Bathroom is in shambles. Okay, so I wish I could show you my bathroom, but I'm just going to show you what I'm wearing. This is the fit. I'm going to be wearing Nike Pandas. The friend I'm going with is wearing heels, and I'm like, heels would be so cute, but unfortunately I am flat-footed. But yeah, I'm confident with this fit. My hair's not done, so I've been wrapping it, and I always look cute with like a wrap because my face card is like... So I'm confident in this little outfit, and it's also really cold. It's like 35 degrees today, but it feels like 19. How is that even possible? If it feels like 19, isn't it just 19 degrees? Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I'm excited. So I will keep you guys updated. Bye.
Come find me and I will give you a prize. Alright. Thanks, y'all.
So if you couldn't already tell, the event was a flop and I ended up leaving early. I did go to the event with a friend and I made a friend at the event, but there was no men there. There was no men. There was like 5 men and 50 women, and all the men were not men that I would, and not men that would have pursued me either. They weren't coming up to me. So it's like, hey, you know, so me and my friend made the executive decision to leave and look for somewhere local to just hang out so that we didn't waste our outfits for the night. And we ended up going into like this random restaurant that was having a karaoke night, and we had so much fun. Just singing and just dancing with the people there, and everyone was so nice. So the night was not a waste. I think a lot of my friends who I was updating about like the night, they were like really concerned, like, Crystal, like, are you okay? Like, I'm okay, because even though I didn't meet anyone and the event was a flop, like, maybe it just wasn't meant for me, right? Maybe it wasn't meant for me, but I was meant to have a good night, and I did. And I'm happy to report that tonight was so much fun, despite the fact that the singles event was a flop. Will I sign up for singles events in the future? Probably, but I have to continue to build up the courage to do so. I think this gave me the courage, the fact that I even did this. Like, okay, I don't think I'm ready to go alone. I think in the future I will take friends until I feel secure in going alone, but I'm happy I had a friend today to go. And I'm happy that I went, even though it wasn't what I expected at all. So yeah, that was my night, guys. And yeah, being a late bloomer, it's an interesting experience. But I think in this season, if anything, I'm learning that it's important to be grateful for the community that you have now. I'm grateful for the friends that I'm making. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. And maybe a guy is not in the cards for me right now, and I don't understand why men don't talk to me, but that's okay, because I am a full person as I am, and that is great.
Honestly, I just saw another event where a creator or a host, she was a host of the event. She said, I'm hosting a singles event. I'm pulling up. And the comment there was, there's so many men there. But I think she said it ended up being that the women, the women were late. The women were late. So I think she said the ratio there ended up being what, 35 men, 25 women. So the men still outnumber the women. I think it was trivia night or something like that. That actually looked pretty fun too. So I think the theme here is when y'all plan y'all's events, don't make them people standing around. Make them engaging to where men can move their hands. They can use their hands. They don't have to stand around and have a direct conversation. Don't think of it as men being cowards or needing to grow a pair. Think of it like you already made the event. Think about how you would want somebody to help you. You want a warm lead. You don't want a cold lead. Well, we've created the space and that should be enough. It's not enough because I don't know people here. I don't. So that's why they call it an icebreaker, because people that go there are still cold. I'm still cold. I don't know anybody. I'm coming to the event, which means I'm trying to put myself out there, but I still need a little help. There was one woman that said when I got to the event, I think it was a woman that's coming up next, where she said she had to, get a little drink. Had to get a little drink before she went up and start talking to people and stuff like that. They do that, take the edge off. People are nervous, they're anxious. So do something that has men and women not so anxious. And once that wall kind of comes down, then you can kind of say, hey, my name is Josh. What's your name? My name's Claire. So what do you do for work, Josh? Oh, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've been working in oil and gas for about 4 or 5 years. Do you like it? Yeah, it's okay. I like it. I'm really passionate about the drums. Oh, wow. You play for a band? I haven't really played for a band since high school, but I do have a set in the garage. Oh, wow. You might have to play for me one time. I don't know about all that. I'm a little rusty. I don't want anybody to hear the sounds and the noise that I make. I think that, my neighbors suffer enough. It's kind of something to laugh about. It's kind of a little joke, and then you tell him about yourself and back and forth and the ping pong, right? And so it kind of works. Once again, even if you guys don't get together. So just learning and understanding the psychology of a man can help you to plan these events a little bit better versus just standing around and talking. You have to make a safe space for men as well as women.
So here is an update for you about the guy I met at the singles mixer. I am currently waiting for him to pick me up. We are going to go to brunch. This is technically our 4th date, and it has been exactly 2 weeks today since I met him. And yes, things are going great so far. He's very sweet and thoughtful and is really good at planning things. So yeah, it's still very early, but we're gonna keep seeing each other.
All right now. Go on with your bad self. See? Easy peasy. Hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, what's going on? We don't have the same card. Don't have the same card. Hey, how you doing? We start to talking. You're open to conversation. Hey, I would like to keep this conversation going. Why don't we go over here? He's initiating. But you did say hello. See how easy that is? And I think I saw a video where I think they're going on their 4th date. Let me see if I can find it. So they met, let's say, somewhere around the 2nd or 3rd of November, right? This is now, a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks later, the 17th, the 18th, whatever it is. Maybe the 16th. I don't know. She's talking about, the 16th. She's talking about, we're about to go on our 4th date. I'm just saying, if I don't have to go there and be humiliated, I'm coming. I'm on my way. I'm there, man. I'm in the game. Put me in the game, coach. It's that easy. When you don't try to trash men or put him down, this is how they show up.
We are, 10 minutes away from starting. There's so many more men. There are so many men. I literally thought we had a problem with no men. But there's so many. We need girls, guys. We need a miracle play. pray that more girls show up. Seriously, I'm stressed. I'm so happy you're here. Janelle, we're literally gonna have to date this time because Janelle. I'm not ready. Janelle. See if these girls find. Okay, I'll go find. Please, is she here? Are you a part of? No, you're not part of our event. She's not part of our event.
I'm Janelle. This is Brooke, and we run Craft and Crush. Let's have an honest conversation right now. We had even numbers this morning at 10 a.m. and then we just have anyway. We're just gonna work until we have a lot of guys here tonight because we love when we have more men. So thank you for showing up for us. We really appreciate it. Brooke and I we're gonna be running this and we're gonna be sitting down. So it's your lucky night.
Yeah. Got in there and we dated and now we know what it's like to be on the other side of not just hosting, but now we dated.
Success.
Success. We were only 3 girls short, so it worked out. Great night.
Honestly, that looks like a pretty cool hangout. Let me play it. So this is kind of the video that she played before. You got some pumpkin or whatever it is. They got the game. I mean, I just keep on looking at the game in the background, really honestly and truly. They got the game on. You get to move with your hands. Like you're using your hands so you don't have to sit there and just look somebody in the face. Y'all can talk while painting something, which men do better anyway. Like men are not a lot of men really like stare into each other's eyes. And so that's kind of awkward. I know women like doing that, but if you're painting and kind of talking about stuff, men, I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think I read an article or something or heard something somewhere where it talked about men, they sit side by side and they talk, versus a woman, you have to face her in order to talk to her, in order to connect with her. So I know they're sitting face to face, and right there that you saw they were sitting side by side, but that's a great way to get men to open up. Okay, let's start talking about this. And so you're kind of working and you're saying, oh, okay, so where are you from? And he looks up, oh, I'm from Utah. Oh, well, what part of Utah? Salt Lake. What about you? And so it kind of takes down the anxiety, and it helps a man to just kind of have a conversation with you. We're not really, we know we're at a dating event. We know we're at a singles mixer, but we're just kind of hanging out. We're just kind of talking. We're just kind of seeing if we have a connection. And if we don't, nobody gets rejected, right? And at the end of the night, if I do want to ask you, hey, I really had a nice time talking to you, wanted to see if maybe we can connect and I can get your number a little bit later on. That's easy versus a man just walking in there. Hey, how you doing? My name is Jack. So I think things like this, where even though, it might not be the most manly thing to do. I mean, I respect you for having a game right there in the background. I really love that. I love that. But then also having an activity where men can use their hands, because this is what men are good at, and then they can still connect. I would encourage you guys to do more events like that. And maybe you can continue to get men out at the ratio that you did. So women, they seem to have plenty of men. Move to Utah.
Day 12 of No Man November. I just got home from a night shift, hence why I'm eating a burger at 7:30 in the morning. It will be a little more difficult to walk around and find men on the streets once No Man November is over with. I did spill an entire bedpan of urine all over my foot. I am now going to have to amputate that. Just for fun, I went through all the list of new doctors. And apparently every doctor known to man likes to fish, hike, bike, and is a very outdoorsy person. My days literally consist of going to work, going for walks outside, head down, earbuds in, and then going to the gym. I almost forgot. I'm doing a High Rocks this weekend with my brother. He's bringing his girlfriend. How am I supposed to meet anyone when I'm racing with my brother? In the future, am I going to download dating apps? Probably not. I plan on meeting someone in the wild. Actually, I plan on someone chasing me down, hunting me down.
Can we make a rule of No Men November and say you guys don't post either? Like, stop posting. No men, don't post about men at all. Worry about yourself. Post about how you went on a bike ride, you caught a turtle, a snake bit you on the ankle, something else besides men.
They were really struggling with why men are not attending these events, and I had the same question.
First, let's consider that maybe the scheduling of these events is not opportune for the type of men you're trying to attract. So make sure that's not the problem. And then I'm going to tell you another problem that I think it might actually be with the men not wanting to go to these events. It is far easier for a woman to walk into a room full of women she does not know than it is for a man to do the same thing. That's in general. But second, for the men, it's a little bit of a competitive environment because you're creating a dating specific event. And so they're going to be there with men that they don't know. That creates a level of anxiety that comes from just kind of natural forces. So I think ideally you should do a men's event first, and then the following weekend do an event with single ladies with that same group of men. I don't know. That's my thought.
The men don't want to come though. And it's not because they're scared. It's because they don't feel like paying money to be rejected. That's it. I'm not worried about other competition. There is no competition, first of all, when men are not coming. Number one. Number two, there's no competition when none of these men are going to win. All of us are going to get rejected. It's just who takes their turn to get rejected. It's like, in order for us to get this over with, let's pay $75 to be humiliated. I mean, I guess if you wanted to go there and get rejected as a part of some sort of therapy, you can pay $75 to do that, and that can really build up your confidence if you wanted to. But I don't know if any man wants to do that. You can do that for free on the street.
If you're a single girl living in New Jersey, you need to come out with us next Friday, November 21st. But first, hi, my name is Bridget. I'm 31 years old, single girl living in New Jersey. And I had a few girls reach out to me on here saying that they need more single girlfriends to go do stuff with. And I completely agree. I'm looking for more single girlfriends as well. So I figured, why not organize a single girls night out where we can all get together and you can make new single girlfriends. So that's what I'm doing on November 21st. I'm hosting a single girls night out in Hoboken, New Jersey. And there's really only 3 requirements to be able to join us. 1, you live in New Jersey. 2, we ask that you're over the age of 25. And 3, that you're single. And if you're not single, just break up with your boyfriend. If you want to join us and make new single girlfriends, follow me, send me a message, and then this way I'll send you the invite and let you know where it is.
How fun is that? Break up with your boyfriend who you are already in a relationship with and come be miserable with us. Here I am trying to figure out if there's any one of us that wants to go out and get a drink while you're at home chilling with your boyfriend doing exactly what you want. Break up with him so you can prowl all around the city and see if you can find some action to get into.
One time I was dating this guy and he ended things with me for what I thought at the time to be a stupid reason, but now I could see his reasoning. But he's like, Sabrina, I can't talk to you anymore. Like, I gotta cut you off. Like, you just hate men. I'm like, me hate men? What do you mean? You're my 3rd boyfriend. I instantly accepted it. I'm not one to go back and forth. Once a man makes up his mind, he makes up his mind. And you kind of look crazy if you go back and forth with them. I also respected it too. Like, I wouldn't want to date a guy who's always shitting on women. My only argument was I just didn't feel like it was accurate or a true testament to who I am. I don't hate all men. It's just, I'm not going to sit here and act like I wouldn't pick the bear. What I found the most strange was that, why are you concerned about other men? Worry about yourself. I like you, right? I've never met a man that's like, well, I guess in this case I did, right? You don't like all men, and so I can't date you. Like, bro, you don't like all men. You don't like all your peers. I don't like all women. It's not just a man thing. We like who we like. I respect him for standing on 10 about that shit, though. I don't miss him. Not one bit.
I think what he's getting at is the reason he knew that you hated men is because you kept on talking about how you hated men. You kept on talking about how men were terrible. And so he's like, dang, you really actually don't like men. If I got to hear every day or every other day about how men did something wrong, a man did this, well, I like you, but do you think that I want to hear you continually talking about all these men? I don't want to hear that. Shut that stuff up.
Despise dating in this generation, because tell me why I just met this like cute black guy at the library. I give him my number, and genuinely within 5 minutes of us partying, he's being like, am I your first black guy? You can be honest, tell me. Sends me a TikTok of his abs, and then it's like, it's all yours if you want it. Like, I just met you. And this is only a week after a guy I just met at my work sends me a video of him off out of nowhere. I don't, like, why? Why do you think I want this? Like, why can't we just be people? What are you doing?
That is pretty wild. I will say that, especially the dude sending you that stuff where he was handling his business. I don't think he should have done that. But I just want to know what you did with the video. No, I'm joking. That's toxic. I'm joking.
Sis gonna tell me what I'm successfully married, and you just mad because your marriage failed. I say, oh. I said, sis, you might be right, but I want to know how successful your marriage really is.
Okay.
So pull back. It's for every woman who married or in a long-term relationship. Pull back. No love making, no cooking, no cleaning, no nurturing, no ask him how his day was, no feeding into his ego, no taking care of him, no asking him anything like that makes him feel great. Pull back from.
You trying to ruin their marriage. You try to ruin their marriage like you want them to be single like you. That's what's going on. That's how you get a divorce. You trying to get them to get a divorce. Marriage is strong because of all those things. You basically telling her to stop doing all the things that make her marriage strong. Obviously, marriage is a company, you know what I'm saying? They'll fall on hard times. Somebody gets sick, maybe injured, like something happens that's like out of somebody's control. Marriage will be tested if somebody get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do more or you're getting less because somebody's going through something. What you talking about that's not testing your marriage. That's you giving up on your marriage. That's you not doing your part in your marriage. That's the reason why your ass got divorced. You tripped out with this one.
So a woman in the comments said that's why they say married women shouldn't have single friends. Another woman said this is not a test of a relationship. That is sabotage. A guy says, you say the car runs well? Stop putting gas in it. See how well it runs. Don't change the oil. See if it's really good. See if it's a really good car. They really think like this. And here's one that I like. She gave out the step-by-step. She gave out the step-by-step how she ended up divorced. A woman said, why the F would anybody do that? That's right. Why would they? Nobody would, except for these modern women. Stop treating your man like you love him. Stop treating your man with respect. Stop catering to your man and see how well the marriage goes. What kind of stupid stuff is that to say? How do you think it would have gone? If that man stops giving you the stuff that you want, if that man stops, buying you little stuff here and there, how do you think it's going to go? How do you think that you're going to feel about him? Come on, man. It's just so stupid. It's just a dumb thing to say.
I'm not about feminism at all. I've been anti-feminist since high school because it's really destroyed dating and getting married and having kids.
Why do you think that?
Because it placates off of the natural inclination for women to be corrupt. It's a very corrupt ideology. Women have a particular innate capabilities that can make them very corrupt and manipulative. And I notice with feminism, it really magnifies that because it actually calls it a civil rights movement in the West. And it's a fake civil rights movement in the West, but it really just ends up becoming a big government situation, which is what most civil rights movements in the West is all about. It's not really about your civil rights. It's not an inequality thing because we have equal rights, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, less rights for women, the better, because it's actually becoming such a cancerous society. It's destroying family and tradition, and I'm very patriarchal.
4 years ago, while married, I looked into the eyes of a stranger and had this feeling of coming home, a connection just I had never felt before. And, the timing can be more inconvenient because I was married. And so here these people came over. They were potential investors in the project. They had a friend tag along, and that friend was John. And that was the person I had this kind of very special moment of connection with. John and I were kind of in this bubble of wanting to know every last thing about each other. It wasn't like hot and I want you and romantic. It was like our souls or our beings were like, I just need to be in your presence because what is this? Like it was hard to understand or describe. And I remember hugging him goodbye. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see this person again, but wow, I like don't want to let go. Because it's like, I remember like his heart beating against my heart and just like the moment was so evocative. And when they walked into the moonlit sky, I turned to my ex-husband, my then husband, and I said, I just met a soulmate. And my then husband said, I saw.
There's no happy ending to any of this, gentlemen. The best course for you to take is to marry a rich woman so that when she gets emotional and she has this type of moment, at least you can walk away into the sunset paid. If not, you're going to be stuck like her ex-husband, having to pay all these legal fees and hopefully not spousal support because you make more than her and you'll be stuck. It makes no sense in this day and age to believe in the modern ideology of marriage. It's a scam. It's probably the biggest scam that's been sold to us in the 21st century. Marriage is about money. It's not about love. Because love for women, it's such a fickle, fleeting moment that you just never know when she's going to switch up on you. So why risk it with any woman? It's not worth it. There is no woman realistically on the face of this earth that's risk marrying for love. Any woman you should be with should be strictly for money. And I'm saying that because it's a defensive tactic. Women are such emotional creatures. Can you imagine sacrificing everything you've built for your entire life to support a woman like this and to build a family just for her to say that she had this special connection with her soulmate? I'm not even trying to explain myself. I don't need her to explain herself. If a woman like this approaches me with that type of statement, it's all good, honey. The Lord's going to take care of it. You dig? Trust fund values only, gentlemen. And if you're a successful man, you've accomplished your ranks, you've already reached the top of the mountain, but you're struggling to find a life partner, and you don't want to end up with a woman like this, apply for Trust Fund Badges Academy. The link is in the bio.
And the fact of the matter is, she felt comfortable saying that. Stupid. She felt comfortable saying that, as most modern women do. I mean, it's really astounding how they not only do that in real life, but then they also get online and they low-key brag about being unfaithful.
Can anyone explain to me how I have 2 degrees? I have 2 degrees. Oh, and a certificate. A little extra, right? I'm trying to apply for jobs right now, and the thing is that the only person I have responding to me is a man from a tech company saying, hey, you want to answer some customer service problems?
There's no need even to have a college degree at all.
The whole point of a college degree is to show a potential employer that you showed up someplace 4 years in a row, completed a series of tasks reasonably well and on time. So if he hires you, there's a semi-decent chance that you'll show up there every day and not fuck his business up.
I dated a girl one time who had 2 college degrees. And we're sitting there, we had met, it was a long time ago. And she said, so what do you have a degree in? I said, I don't have a degree. She said, you don't have a degree? I said, no. She said, how are you planning on making it without a degree? Ta-da!
There are 2 big things about college that people need to know in 2025. The first one is that only 7.7% of all the jobs in our entire country legally require degrees. People believe that most jobs require degrees. But the thing is, that's just not the case. We've done an analysis at Degree Free that shows it's only 7.7%. And the best evidence for this is that when states roll back unnecessary degree requirements, what they find is they find very similar numbers. In Pennsylvania, Governor Josh Shapiro rolled back unnecessary degree requirements where they were not legally required, and it freed up 92.3% of state jobs. 92.3%. And this is something that's increasingly happening But even if you look at the numbers from actual job boards, Indeed says only 17.5% of all of their job listings even mention a degree as preferred. ZipRecruiter, it's 14.5% and declining in both. So all of this media about how a college degree is going to be more important and more people are requiring it is just not true. The market doesn't show that. And the second problem is that American teenagers only know 6 to 8 jobs. High schools teach a very limited range of vocational creativity, and they don't teach kids how to think through their actual needs. That's not part of our education system because that does not funnel kids into signing $100,000 bankruptcy exempt loans, which is the entire goal of our current K through 12 system. And you're looking at a victim of that exact system in the first clip. This young lady went and bought a bachelor's degree and then bought a master's degree without understanding what she actually needed from her work, and then if she needed to do those things to get the jobs that fit her needs. The jobs are either not going to fit her work environment needs because that's not the type of work she wants to do, or it's not going to pay her enough to make it worth what she spent. But the problem with that is the market value wage didn't change that much while she was doing that, and she didn't research what her career opportunities would be and whether or not she even needed to buy all of those papers in order to apply for the exact same job she's applying for now.
So it's really about the education and then the certification. So if you're educated, then people see, oh, he completed this or she completed this. But you have to understand, which I think a lot of men and women, they sometimes get off on this thing to where they think that, oh, I just go get a degree and everything's going to work out. Money's going to start falling into my lap. No, man. You have to hustle. You have to grind, especially some of these ladies. I was having a discussion with my wife about, there was a complaint basically that, people were taking jobs in the United States. And while I understand where you're coming from, some of these people are not hustling. They're just saying, well, because I have a degree, then I should automatically get a job. And I see where you're coming from. And I used to think the same way. But apparently it don't work that way. Well, it should, this and that. It don't work that way, man. You can go get a degree, but that don't secure you a job. And I'm telling you right now, from a person who got a degree and a graduate degree, it don't work like that. Not at all. And for some people going into gender studies, going into fine arts, going into women's studies, that's a very niche thing that may or may not have potential. And so you might go get that and you might spend upwards of $50,000, $60,000 and beat it and wasted your money on a degree that don't make no sense, on a degree that gives you nothing. So talking about, well, specifically for modern women, well, we have more women enrolled in college and all that stuff. Doing what? Going into what practices? Because if you're going into practices and studies that don't mean anything and that don't get you anywhere, you have a degree, but your degree does nothing. What does it do for you if the man is still employed? If you're still making less than the man? Well, that's because society, no. It's because while you were going to college, arguing with people about nonsense, talking about feminism and taking out your children and stuff like that, your right to do that, men were out there quietly passing you by. Oh, man, what's going on over there at the campus? I don't know. Eat a burger, keep on going. Driving down the road to work. Oh, man, I'm coming back from lunch. Yeah, they said that plumbers don't make too much. I don't know about that, but I do know that I can have a sandwich every now and again and a steak every now and again. I do know that I have a few services that I can watch TV, so I think I'll be all right. I do know my couch is pretty comfortable, so I'll take that. I do know my bills are paid every single month. They say they don't like plumbers though. They don't like the blue collar guys. They don't like the low level white collar guys. The guys that don't make no money. All I know is my bill's paid. That's all I know. So I'm not really worried about anything else. Modern women, don't let your degree be your selling point. Don't let it do, well, I'm better than you because it is this, and that. Because at the end of the day, all you're going to have is a piece of paper. You're not going to have no life for people to come in and share that life with. You're not going to have no connections. You're going to do a bunch of talking. Your life's going to be miserable. And you're still going to think that you're better than somebody because you're more educated than them. Just because you went to college does not mean that you're going to get out here and start wrecking it. You're going to get out here and start killing it.
If his money is your money, then what do you owe him? A feminine woman doesn't just spend a man's money. She multiplies it. What does that mean? You buy her a house, she turns it into a home. You take her on a trip, she turns it into memories. You give her love, she gives you children. You give her provision, she gives you peace, beauty, and stability. That's multiplication. That's why men who provide feel like kings, because their woman makes their investment expand in ways money ever could. A woman's obligation isn't to split bills. It's to multiply the life you're building together.
Boom. Mic drop. Nothing else needs to be said. This lady's dropping some fire. And for the women that are watching this, I believe that's what scripture has called women to do. And for Christian women, there are so many out there that are doing an incredible job working on multiplying the efforts of their husband and also multiplying their own efforts, but having a focus on expanding what God is doing through their husbands. And so I love this lady's train of thought. This is some serious fire. Men, what do you need to do? We need to be showing up in a way where our wives want to multiply what we are doing and how we are investing our time and our love into them. Some of you are so disconnected and so self-centered that your wife doesn't want to multiply. She doesn't want to go over and above for you. So men that are watching this, show up in a way where you are all about your wife and she will become all about you.
They say that 70% of divorces are initiated by women. And if she's college educated, that number jumps to 90%. Ooh. So the question is why? What is making so many women walk away? The answer, in my opinion, is simple. Women are not leaving because they're bored. Women are not leaving because they're ungrateful. Women are not leaving because they want to even. Women are leaving because they're tired of doing everything. Women are expected to work like they don't have children and parent like they don't have jobs. Women are the emotional support system. The household CEO, the default parent, the one who remembers birthday parties and field trip forms and the pediatrician's number and what size shoe the kids wear in each and every brand. And beyond the logistics, women are tired of being the emotional punching bag, tired of absorbing everyone's moods, tired of regulating everyone else's nervous systems, especially those of other adults who can't even regulate their own. Because let's be honest, a lot of folks think that providing financially is their only requirement in a relationship. While women are out here expected to carry the weight of everyone's spiritual, mental, and emotional baggage, including our own, with a smile. Women aren't divorcing because they hate marriage. Women are divorcing because they're exhausted, tired of the invisible labor, tired of the tantrums, tired of dragging around the weight of the that ain't even theirs to carry in the first place. And, in most cases, women aren't leaving for another man. They're leaving for themselves. Because the truth is, the only thing worse than feeling like a married single mom for a decade is feeling like a married single mom for a decade and one day more. And if that makes her the villain in someone else's story, then so be it. Because that means that she's finally choosing to be the hero in her own. I pray that this truth sets you free. You can do hard.
This is another thing that modern women do is they state their case. But then they say, well, if that makes me a bad person, then so be it. Like they make it seem as if they're so noble for the things that they're doing. They put in all of the good stuff and then leave out all of the bad stuff. They never take accountability for the stuff that they do, the things that they do. And then at the end of it, but if that makes me a bad person, I mean, if I feed the homeless, if I help the poor, if I run for the President of the United States and I win it and I give everybody $2,000 a month free and we have no debt and there's no inflation and everybody has a job and everybody's able to go to college and there's no crime and everybody loves each other and each person is able to match with the person that they want to be with and marry the person that they want to be with, and all of the food is good, it's healthy, it's organic, and everyone is just happy. It's an utter utopia. That's what I'm fighting for, and I'm the person who made all of that. But hey, if that makes me a villain to somebody, then so be it. No, how about you start by telling us how you got to this so-called utopia, about how you basically overruled people, you ran people over, you stepped over people, you were manipulative, you were conniving, you were deceitful. All you did was try to manipulate people, try to lie to him, try to tell him this is what I'm going to do and do something else. You really didn't like people. You talked about them behind their back. You gossiped. You stole from them. You did anything and everything morally corrupt. And then, well, I did it for a good cause. Or I guess it's okay because a few people were held. And to me, that's enough. No, you're a criminal. And you should be treated as a criminal. But hey, if that makes me a criminal, then so be it. So be it, because you are a criminal. You're not a good person. Modern women, you're not good people.
I don't work currently.
Does your man support you?
Yeah, he supports me.
Okay, he supports you. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If he be like, listen, I don't want you wearing that. Take that off. What you doing?
Asking him why.
Okay, rent due. And you're like, hey, baby, can you pay this for me? And he asks you, why?
Well, he wouldn't ask me why because he already know when it's due.
Look at that. He wouldn't even ask you why, because he already know when your rent is due. So he's being proactive to take care of you. Shouldn't you know to do your job just like he knows to do his job?
My body, my choice, what I want to put on.
It's his wallet, his choice.
And he chose.
Okay, it seems that his love is more genuine than yours.
Then that's okay.
If you watching this right now, brother, run.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes. Of course. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? 110%. I am gay.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
So yes. Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets? I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Definitely wouldn't.
No. 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 Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no.
I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay!
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
Brandon, if I get a strike, you get to hit. You get to hit. Are you ready?
I don't want to hit. I don't want to. Gutter, please gutter. Please gutter.
At 33, I had the harsh realization that I'm not my type's type.
This is good. This is good. Let's see if she can land the plane.
And that's probably why I've been losing in dating.
Yes!
Lady, that is exactly what it is. And it sounds so much better coming from you than coming from me. But I want to say I am proud of this young lady because she finally did something that a lot of women will never do. She stopped blaming everybody else, looked in the mirror, and finally told herself the truth.
Remember, it's better to tell the truth.
And that's no lie. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
When men realized women in the women's only gym still dress the same, it was never about them. So then why are you posting your tits online for millions of random men to see? It's not so hard to put a freaking shirt on and not expose your tits to the world. Imagine being a father and your daughter, when she's 20 or whatever, looks in her closet and thinks, yep, this bra is all I need to go out in public. All of you need to call your fathers and apologize immediately. That's so tough.
I don't even have to try anymore. This woman who calls herself Hair Soup, who's been on Jubilee a few times, she was on Jubilee again, having a pretty non-serious conversation about Bad Bunny headlining this year's Super Bowl halftime show. One of the speakers said something along the lines of, in his own opinion, having what is essentially one of the biggest American attractions of the year be performed in mostly Spanish.
You have 4 months to learn.
Seems kinda out of touch and socially naive towards the core demographic and audience of the NFL Super Bowl. But after saying this completely reasonable take, she goes on to strawman his position and get audibly irate. So I commented, why is she so angry? And then she comments, my bad, Uncle Tom. I then proceeded to be ratioed by black card denials and people telling me to stop calling black women angry. Because because they don't get angry like every single other human. They may begin to sound angry, look angry, and act angrily, but that's not anger. You just wouldn't understand. You see, I love when they prove me right. Her whole shtick is combating racism and educating the whites, which is fine if you're gonna stick to it. I've asked it before and I'll ask it again. Why are people taking lectures on racism from people who are racist themselves? My comment had nothing to do with race, but as soon as somebody calls out her lack of emotion control, she wants to throw out racial slurs, and they aren't even clever. Call me something new. The other day, somebody called me a Republican. Genius. And that person was a conservative. So y'all obviously got some catching up to do, okay? If y'all are gonna make me listen to you consistently contradict yourself, at least do it in style.